In for repair today at Safely Travelled, we've got this, an original Axkid Minikid. It's a few years old, but it's in great condition. And of course, we've gone through Minikid 2, Minikid 3, and now we're at Minikid 4 Pro and so on. But the reason for putting this one on video is because this one is suffering with a very, very common fault, a fault I see a lot and that I do this repair a lot. But it's actually a repair that as a consumer, as a customer, if you've got some very basic tools, you could do yourself. So let me get you in closer and I'll show you exactly what's wrong with this one. So with this particular seat, the issue we've got is that this piece has got damaged. I suspect what's happened is somebody's put their hand under here and lifted, and what's happened is it's normally got a retaining clip at the back here that would stop that happening, and this is now loose. So really the only thing holding this into the seat, and perhaps more importantly what's holding this, the key part of the harness that does the tightening, is this one rivet in here. Now this part of the seat suffers a fault or needs repair for two issues. One, typically this is the most common one where somebody's grabbed it and effectively broken the behind. Secondly, I've seen this a few times where this rivet fails. I don't know why it would fail. It's a big enough rivet for the hole, but sometimes if people pull too hard on the bottom here, you can pop that rivet out. And it's a simple fix, as I'll show you, but in order to get this off, what I now need to do is just drill out this rivet. It's aluminium, only takes a few moments, and then I'll remove it and I'll show you this broken one compared to a new one. So to remove the rivet, what I'm going to use is just a cordless drill here, and I've got a 6mm drill bit on the end. And the tip here is not to go too fast or too hard, and really we just want to take the head off the rivet in order to release it from the base, and you just need to be careful not to damage the strap while doing this, and then just slowly and surely just drill out the rivet. Or maybe. There we go. You end up with the top of the rivet coming out on the drill bit. Let me just show you that there. And then that will then leave that free to come out of the seat like this. With the rivet drilled out, what I can now show you is this is how things look. Your rivet goes through your plastic housing, which is just here. This is the original one. Comes through this hole in there, and it comes through this clamp here, and then it goes into the body of the seat. Unfortunately, when you drill out a rivet, you always lose the bit that remains. So there's now a very small part of that rivet that will now be inside this seat, and it's just unfortunate and avoidable. Interestingly though, with this one is normally what happens is, this is the back of that piece, it's these tabs here that break. These have definitely got misshapen, and I think what's happened is, yeah, you can see here, this one is bending up and to the right, and I think what's happened is someone's pulled at this point, and they haven't broken, but they have pulled clear, because what it should look like, what we had here is this part could lift up like that. If I now insert this properly, you get it so that then it's held in place. But I'm not happy about the fact that these clips here are bending. So here's what a new one looks like, which I'm going to install now. These are a bit more solid. Obviously this seat's a couple of years old and this may have fatigued already, but these ones are nice and solid. First part of this installation with this new piece here is to make sure that the harness is threaded through correctly, so that kind of threads through in here. Make sure you're threading it under this metal bar here. Pull that through and then slot your adjuster inside. There we go. And then just check by pulling the belt through and just checking the holes are lining up, which they are. There's sort of holes in there. Keep it like that and then just insert it into the seat, making sure that you engage those clips at the back so that when you now pull up like that, and let's hold it in place, it doesn't lift out. The final piece then is we now need to rivet this all in place, as the last step of the process. With the housing correctly installed and the belt off to one side, we can see the hole here, which is where the rivet needs to go. And what I find is, in order to do this, it's best to insert the rivet first and make sure everything lines up, and then put your rivet gun on it. It's always a little bit tricky just to get it lined up. Tricky because effectively you're trying to line up 3 holes. You've got the hole of the clamp, the hole of the housing, and then the hole of the seat underneath. And then the final step is to take your rivet gun, place it over your rivet, and just make sure you're fully seated in the base. And don't do what I've just done and let it come out. And then, there we go, get it properly inserted. And then just start squeezing. There we go. And then what we've got there is we've got a nice new rivet right in the correct place. And the housing, I'll show you, is now really nice and secure in all places, and the belt is correctly routed underneath the metal bar. So we go, that's that repair completed. But as with all the repairs we do here, it's always prudent just to sort of check everything is working. If I just unlock this, just make sure this headrest can go right up. And then we're just checking that everything is fine. But again, just being able to get under there, nothing can move there, and that rivet is super solid in there. So I'm confident that this seat is now repaired. Something to note about this is, if you get this issue when your seat is in warranty, then absolutely reach out to Axkid for their view. If your seat is out of warranty and you're comfortable using some basic tools like a rivet gun and a drill, if you contact Axkid, they will send you a rivet. I don't know if they'll send you a rivet for free, that is. They may charge you for the housing, but it's absolutely within the capacity of a competent DIY to be able to do this, because as you've seen, it's just a quick use of the drill, use of the rivet gun, and away you go, you're good. So I hope you found that helpful. If you've got a seat with this issue and that repair has helped you, let me know, send me a comment, and I look forward to coming to you in a new video very soon. Thanks and goodbye.